Hello, 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 participants of the WoodLeagueGaming tournament. This is group number 2 of the quarterfinals. We have Kiddeu, Kid. We'll call him Kid. The yellow Protoss spawning in the bottom left, and we have Relentless, the blue Zerg, spawning in the upper corner here at the 1 o'clock position. Just like all the other games in this quarterfinal is on MLG Metalopolis, the MLG version of this map. Really pivotal in this particular matchup as a Zerg, making sure, obviously it is in every game, but still really making sure that we're spreading creep effectively. If you can get creep to this third and then even out here, it makes engagements all in this area significantly easier for the Zerg to deal with, especially if you start seeing some Hydralisk play or something along those lines where they are just lightning off creep and then, or excuse me, on creep and then off creep. They're pretty much useless. Not useless, high DPS, but slow as hell. So, taking a look here, we are going to get the wall off from the Zerg, excuse me, from the Protoss. Always good to do against the Zerg player to prevent any sort of that early kind of cheesy play we can see with Zerg. So seeing a spawning pool going down on 12 for Relentless, so don't think we're going to be seeing any super early aggressive, 6, 7, 8 pool kind of play here. So just scouting around with that Overlord to see what's kind of going along. Great with the scouting of that Overlord against the Protoss. It usually has the ability to scout a pretty good amount of information without a lot of impunity. Hopefully you can just kind of chill here for a while, deny that expansion. Always good to do. Sometimes I love to drop a pylon there just to be a terrible person, but sets you back a little bit as far as build order goes. So a little bit of a pause in probe production from Kid. Wondering if that's intentional. Guess not, he just queued up. But getting the 3 over. Now we're going to see a Zealot as soon as he gets 100. I'm assuming. So he's got other plants. Ah, there it is. Okay, just a little late. That's alright. Spawning pool coming down. Actually, already down. See what we've got going on here. Love that he's still out here trying to deny that expansion, but it really looks like that Zerg is not trying to throw another hatch out there at the moment. But we will see what that ends up playing like. 2 Zerglings already out, usually just to be used for scouting purposes. Don't think we're gonna see. Oh, did get that hatch down on 2019, somewhere around in there. So the Zerg player not 100% sure where the yellow Protoss Kid is at the moment. Kid knows exactly where he is, so we will see how map control and vision ends up playing in this game. Gonna see those 2 little Zerglings coming over. Not gonna get in. That wall off is completed. Does have the hold position selected there, so I've done it several times before where I'm really stupid and don't hold position there and he just walks out. I'm gonna go ahead and leave the Zerglings there, see if they can just keep an eye on, any sort of aggression coming out of the Protoss player. If they're gonna throw down an Expo, love this. Love it, Relentless. I love that a lot. Keep doing it. I think more people should do this. It's a lot of times people are going to want to take that closest third, but these can be so much more difficult as far as a defensible perspective because these ramps are massive and there's 2 of them. Versus here, you've got that built-in advantage here, just like you would have had at your at your main. Love when people do that. A little more difficult for a Zerg to pull it off effectively because of the distance and creep and how creep can really play a huge role with regards to that matchup. So I love it. I'm not going to waver from that. I think it's great. Like it a lot. Having a Zealot Sentry at the moment. 3 gate possible. Oh, interesting with the 4 gate. We're going to see some probably aggression. Interesting that we're not going to. Not 100% sure what Kid is doing at the moment. Probably going to go Zealot heavy. He's going to go with a 4-gate Sentry expand, maybe? A little outside the norm, but I might be okay with it. I think the 3-gate's a lot better to do, but Zerglings now still easing on out. Pretty slow going as of yet. Don't see that. Just using for Zerglings at the moment. Probably should want to drone up if we're going to take this over here, but this isn't Brood War where you would build a bunch of hatches in your original anyway. But do have the Queen play out, so we'll see how the effectiveness of that spawn larva is used. Probably one of the most important things, utilizing those queens effectively, is dropping those creep tumors like he's doing just now, and also having the ability to really spawn out those larvae as quickly as possible. So it looks like he's doing a pretty good job thus far of managing the energy. Not really high on either one. Good so far. We have speedlings out. Now speedlings, if Protoss is going to hurry up and scout, possibly, they would see that and would immediately throw down the level 1 upgrade for the ground weapons. I like to get that as soon as possible in a Zerg matchup because it makes a huge difference, especially if you end up getting speed zealots later. With the charge, the zealot is able to kill the Zergling in only 2 shots instead of 3, which is a big deal in a matchup like this. Alright, managing the creep effectively. Not a lot of unit production at the moment. High number of Zerglings, obviously, but Protoss still focusing on the 4-gate sentry expander. Researching hallucination. Probably going to see some sort of hallucinated phoenix to go out there and scout around, see what's going on. Probably not going to get this, or going to see this right off the bat. So, but really heavy on the sentry play at the moment. Good to do on one hand. I mean, obviously they're not going to be great from a damage perspective, but they really can help get those Zerglings the hell out of the way and contain them a little bit. At the same time, if you're going to go that heavy on sentry, I'd like to have at least a couple stalkers so that you can, gate those, or force field those players away, but still have the long range support from the stalkers in order to get that. Love that he is holding both of the Xel'Naga watchtowers, and really Relentless is doing a considerably better job at this point of map control and vision. He's got a pretty good idea of just about everything that's happening on the map at the moment, which is it's priceless. I mean, that is invaluable information to have, wherein Kid here doesn't really know much of what's going on. Looks like he's thinking about taking a third, and there's the +1. Love it. Good idea. Still no stalkers out on play. Getting charged. So he is fully anticipating speedlings. I'm not sure if he's just guessing, because I guess I didn't recall him scouting that well to see that speedlings are going to come into play. 2 evolution chambers on the Zerg side. I already have lair up, so about time to start seeing some lair tech go down. Roaches coming out. If we start to see this continued dedication to the heavy zealot numbers and oddly very heavy sentry numbers, they're going to have a big problem dealing with the roach numbers en masse. Really want to get some immortals out there and start transitioning more to some stalker play to deal with those roaches. Again, doing a decent job with regards to queens. I do like that he's got them hotkeyed. Love it. And now we've got 7 roaches out, and looks like Kid is going to go out here, take a little bit of vision, at least better late than never, to see a little bit what's going on. He can see, at least on a peak there, that there is some creep already being spread over, so you can start to anticipate some sort of expo up here. As a Zerg player, as a Protoss player, you do have the ability, if you bring a Colossi up here, especially with the range upgrade, they're able to just decimate worker lines over in this way. I'm going to see a push out here. Not gonna, we'll see how this goes. Taking out the creep tumors, love that, stop that spread. And see how the force field play comes into play. Not really much, actually, not much. This is doing a little better than I'd anticipated. However, the micro with the roaches on the creep is a big deal. Bringing in these spine crawlers, not really liking what we're seeing here. Actually, yeah, that's hella effective, actually. Kid doing some damage. At this point, probably going to want to throw a force field on the ramp to keep those reinforcements from coming out, but it's surprisingly doing quite well against the roaches. Let's see what Relentless ends up doing as far as any sort of response to this. Wow. And we have got a 6-gate aggression coming on, so expect to see just an endless wave of units. +2 almost done. Always want to stay 1 ahead of the Zerg. in order to keep that advantage. Now there's considerably more roaches before, so smart in pulling back those zealots, and I want to see some stalker numbers come out. At minimum, get some stalkers. Ideally, throw down a robo so we can start to see some blink research coming in at the moment. Still very zealot heavy. We've only got 12 zealots out on the battlefield for the Protoss. Like I said, we'd really like to see some immortals going down, especially when you've just learned that there's a considerable number of roaches out on the battlefield at the moment. And now you definitely know there's a shit ton of roaches coming your way. Always a problem to deal with, at least for me. I have a big problem dealing with roach play. They're tough, and they've got the armor upgrade. Makes it this could be decent force field placement. Definitely could have done a better job there in order to capture some of those roaches a little bit, so the zealots can actually get in there and do some damage up in the face. Researching +1 armor. I guess I don't hate that, especially if we're going to start to get some stalkers. Guess we're not going to get some stalkers onto the place, so it's odd that we're getting up to 90 and 100 as far as supply, and have not seen anything other than zealots and sentries. We're sitting at a 15-minute mark. Looks like he's going to throw down a third here, and going to try and, yes, block him in. Good force field play there. Looks like Zerg is still going to come out ahead in this one. Going up against that many number of roaches is really tough to do when you're only bringing in zealots. Charge certainly helps, and if you can get them cornered, it might help a lot, but this might end up being right about net out. And I believe that Kid is going to pull this one away, so that'll be okay there. Able to make this defensible in order to get that third up. Certainly behind from an economical perspective right now, considering that Relentless has had these 3 bases up for quite some time, and wouldn't be. That's a lot of really weird placed creep tumors. Nobody else thinks that? Not really. Not sure what the hell that's just questionable. So we do have some roaches coming in. Took out the cannon. There's a second cannon for defense. Love this little partial wall off you can do where you let the Nexus participate in the wall in. Now we're seeing some blink. I'd like to see a blink up on the high ground so we can get in there and do some damage against those roaches. There we go. And good to see some stalkers coming out. Hopefully these are all stalkers. They are. So this ought to be easily defensible by Kid. And just going to mop up the remains here of that Zerg push. Like that we're seeing some stalkers finally getting the blink upgrade and throwing down that cyber core again. Big victory right there for the... Jesus God, we're getting a lot of gateways out of here. Guess somebody doesn't like robotics phase, or we have a trapped probe. Trap probe. Might want to kill that guy just to get that one supply back, but hey. Odd that we have not seen any RoboGate at all. We haven't seen Stargate. Nothing. I actually really started to like, as a Protoss player, my other game is out there, so you can watch that, Level versus Virtue Fire, and you can watch that and determine that you should never listen to me, so stop. I should probably stop what I'm saying now. But I really, have started to like more of getting some Phoenixes and Void Raids into play, early game versus Zerg. Can really start to push them towards getting maybe Hydralisk tech before they're really economically viable in order to do that. Really put some pressure on them that way. At the same time, might force a Muta expand, which is just a bitch to deal with as Protoss. Got a solid number of Dark Templars heading out at the moment. Love Dark Templars against Zerg. Usually they start to lack a little bit with regards to detection. I don't see any. I don't think we have any detection out there. So these certainly could do some serious damage. Don't know if we've got the tech available. Well, we might. So might see some. Getting some infestors out to play. Everybody hates infestors. So pretty decent sized army. This is going to absolutely annihilate this base pretty easily. I probably would have split those up a little bit so we can. Yep. And using the larger force to go out with these ungodly number of creep tumors. I don't know what. I'm not. Alright. Getting another engagement here. Pushing him back pretty effectively, just running away. He had blink and force field in order to do that, but I guess he is just content with destroying that and easing on back. So So it'd be interesting to see what we transition into. Apparently just more gateways. That's literally all we have here. Bunch of gateways. But hey, what do I know? Seems to be working just fine for the moment. Would really like to see Relentless start to spend some more money. Really getting up there. We're going to see some Baneling drops. Oh, this could be shit. And now that the detector is out into play, would really like to see those Dark Templars, wherever the hell they went, get morphed into Archons. Archons are great in just about every Zerg Protoss matchup. Love to have them out there. They are huge, so they do help to spread out your units a little bit, especially when we start getting into yeah, some fungal. So we're gonna have another engagement here. This one, not really liking having some fungals going down at the moment. Not really liking that. Baneling drop gonna come in and annihilate just about everything. Relentless completely annihilating that army, but never fear. Kid has about 1 billion gateways. He'll reinforce pretty damn quick, and he's got a shit ton of gas. That is a lot. So would really like to see a couple Dark Templar come out to play and really morph those into Archons. That's what I would start to do at this point. But then again, I'm awful, so don't listen to me. But then again, it's a bronze gold tournament, so maybe my input is valid. Who knows? We do finally have robotics facility going down. Only getting the Observer out, which is the most powerful of all StarCraft units. Was a joke, but it does certainly provide its own value. Having that vision throughout the map and detection, huge. And we're going to see Roach is going to be able to pick off this cannon pretty easily. And I like it. I like it. Good engagement. Smart there pulling off. Ends up being a pretty evenly matched game at this point. I can't say that either team, you know, really is dominating, but that's pretty close from a resource perspective as far as what we've been doing. So I wonder what we're going as far as pretty decent APM for both of these players. You know, specifically if we're looking at some gold, silver, bronze matchups. Oh, with the burrowed road failed. Burrowed infestors coming in. Who doesn't love burrowed Banelings right at your ramp, and right as you leave you get annihilated. So maybe we'll see that. Who knows? But looks like we are primarily dealing with a Roach and Infestor mix. So we will see how Protoss is able to respond to that. And oh Jesus, that's not fun. That is not fun. That hurts a lot. I would not be surprised if this is the deciding factor in the game. Might see a type out from Kid, especially with this push coming in right here. Got that gate, that Robotech up so late in about 1,500 gateways. Just a really interesting choice as far as investing so much into the, you know, realistically tier 1, tier 2 units. Really only saw Dark Templar come into play as far as the most advanced unit that we saw on the battlefield from Kid. And he is completely crippled from an economic perspective. Has a shit ton of money at the moment, so he might be able to survive for just a little bit, but really needs to do something about this army that is completely annihilating his stuff, and this is not going to be able to do it. I would type out, but we will see what Kid decides to do. Warp in a crap ton of stalkers, so could probably be. He might be able to push these away. Big kill on the Artosis pylon there, knocking out the 2 gateways and the cannon it was powering. And I'm surprised, I really am, that Kid was able to push that out, and 2, that Relentless pulled back. I really feel like he could have taken this victory right then if he wanted to. It was really deciding at that moment. I do like that he's getting the creep out there in order to hopefully deny any sort of expansion prayer from Kid. Dark Templar kind of just chilling. I'd love to see him come out here and just annihilate this base, but I'm not sure if he has the ability to see that. That might not be a good idea. I think it's a great idea. That's just me. So, Kid getting those pylons back up to power those structures, so he'll get his 1.5 billion warp gates back. And we've got 12 Banelings on the field at the moment for Relentless, and he is playing relentlessly. That was a lot of larvae he's got selected there, so that's one of the things really comes into play with Zerg is being able to reinforce that army so quickly, especially when you have this many hatcheries out. And if you're effectively getting queens, spawn larvae there, you can get a metric fuck ton of units really quickly, especially if you have the economy to support it. Kid really gas heavy at this point. Again, you got this much gas, you got the DT structure. Hell, I would love to see just a bunch of High Templar and Storm morph a bunch of Dark Templar into Archons. There are no more Dark Archons, which is good because they were useless in Brood War and everybody knows it. So we do have that Nexus coming back. He's essentially completely crippled at this point. If Relentless came in, I'm 99.9% confident he would absolutely destroy him. So just waiting. Dark Templar harassing the queens. Like that he decided to split them up. Good call on burrowing that queen. Was able to save that, at least for the time being. And we are still seeing a really... Not that one's still burrowed, but what do you do? More infestors coming out to play. Nobody likes them. Just a bunch of larvae. Bunch of larvae. Uh-oh. Hive coming out. So we'll see what the Zerg ends up doing here, but he has got a commanding lead at this point. Really don't think that Protoss has much of a chance right now. I've been sitting with those Stalkers for quite some time, and they're heavily outnumbered. And those 3 Dark Templars really still doing nothing at all. I'd really like to see those morph into Archons, and yes, I am a broken record, and no, I'm not that good at this. So we'll see if Kid tries to make a push out to really acquire some much needed resources here. He's only got the one Nexus that's effectively mining any sort of income, and when you start get down to here, it's just minimal as far as the income you get from this many damn probes. Uh-oh. Oh, Relentless is gonna sweep on in, and this, if played correctly, should do it. Really should do it. See if we'll get some fungals down, and yeah, if he takes out this Nexus again, and we're gonna see some Baneling drops. Love the army control there. And these Stalkers aren't gonna be able to, well, maybe. But I think it had its designed effect because of this. Although I wouldn't drop him here. Yep, I don't know if I would. I would drop him about... Oh, good blink. Good blink. Negated a lot of that. That was very good micro from Kid there. Finally seeing some Colossus come out to play. Good decision. Double robo out. Don't know if it really has the economy support it, but he could just get... Yeah. Not sure about all that. Lost a pylon there. This is going to be trouble. Still able to mine. Probes pretty much unaffected here. Still got 3 on this assimilator, so not sure if I'd be focusing on this big army. It looks like these Stalkers and the Colossi are able to handle that. Infestors coming in. Who doesn't love them? That just looks horrible. And the infested Terran. This ought to be fun. Kid's gotta feel a little concerned at this point. He's really only effectively mining on one Nexus, and is getting just wiped out. Gotta see a type out here, I think. He's losing pretty much everything that he can make. Gonna see a GG in just a moment, I would think. I guess I'm wrong. Kid's a brave one. Well, you don't have anything, might as well go out and try and murder him. He knows they're there. He knows. There we go. Oh, love the visual. Pulling back. Interesting. I think Relentless would really benefit from some more aggressive play at this point. I think he really started to focus a little bit more that he was going to get that win right then and right there. Kind of parked off of production for a little bit. It's weird that he's only got enough supply to make 120, especially with the amount of drones that we've got out on the field. Really got to get some more overlords out there in order to support that. And he does not disappoint. He just built a bunch of overlords. So he's going to have the supply to do it. Really think it was just some of the damage done in that failed Baneling drop. So we do have a Protoss ball heading on out, just denying that. So hopefully going to be able to secure these two so we can get some damn income coming in. Really odd that we haven't seen either one of these high yields taken as of yet. I would say Kid should definitely take it right now. And completely my opinion again, but you're hurting pretty bad for some income, and it's worth the risk probably at this point in order to take that. So good long game that we've got going here in the quarterfinals, Group 2 I believe. So winner of this game will go on to play the winner from the Group 1 match, which I will post here in just a moment, and they will play the winner of what was it? Caesar? No, he lost. I don't know. That's in YouTube land. I don't know. I'll put a link down below to go to the tournament page if you really want to take a look at the brackets, see how that ended up shaking down. But what you could do if you really want to make it so much better, got the Nexus going down here. Might have liked it there. Oh well, I didn't do it. But what are you gonna do? So we got a good push coming out from Kid here. Gonna see if this is able to do anything. It's a pretty decent sized force, and not sure if Relentless really has the units in order to back this up or really put this away. Again, just a lot of creep tumors. I don't know what the hell he's thinking here. Maybe it's could be a strategy I'm just really not that familiar with. I'm a horrible Zerg player. I would say I'm a decent to horrible, mid gold or so Protoss, and then probably bad silver Terran. But Kid coming back from the grave is probably going to be able to win this here. Nobody likes to see those. If we start seeing those morph into Broodlords, that could be a serious problem for Kid, and probably target firing here on the Colossi. Coming in to reinforce it. Kid is going to be able to take this here. Wow. If he is able to pull this out, I am just going to be shocked. And he is... Who knows? Look at this. Jesus God. I love StarCraft. I really do. I love it. Kid was, in my opinion, completely down, out, screwed, dead, and coming back from the grave, rolling out, no doubt pimping his gold chains, his Cavassier, and his bitches as he marches forth with his Stalker army. And how the tides have turned. Kid has a commanding lead at this point. I cannot believe it. This is just excellent play for a bronze through gold tournament. Really happy with the way this game is turning out here. Zerg definitely back on their heels at the moment. Do Zerg have heals? Do they? I think that's probably a heal. That's a heal? We'll call it a heal. And Kid, Relentless, Kid is happy with the damage he did to Relentless, pulling back a little bit. No doubt just to get his economy going back again. Jesus. And back with his metric fuckton of gateway strategy. And Void Ray's coming out. Just as I was saying earlier that we've seen only gateway units. Look like we're going to see just about everything, and some Warp Prism play coming in. Interesting to see whether if we're going to use that for transportation purposes or for just stand-in warp-in purposes. Don't see whether or not we have weapons upgraded for the air on the Void Ray, so I wonder if that's more just harassment or if he's actually going to go for a heavy Void Ray play. And we don't have the speed of the Warp Prism researched at this point, so wondering if it's really going to be an effective drop scenario or if he's just doing it just to get some random spawning places. But hey, Muta's out, but with the number of Stalkers that Kid has out at the moment, I think he's going to be okay, especially with Blink Tech. And wish he would get the Archons. Probably not going to see the Archons. Really wish we would, but heavy Stalker composition here. Would love to see him take this one. Again, who else is surprised that 41 minutes into this game we have not seen these taken? Anybody else like a little bit surprised? No? No? Kid has mined out his his main, his natural, his third, and is on his fourth. This is a long, long game. And just throwing it out there, it is hard to keep filling up blank air with talking. It is. Just letting you know. Everybody loves an awkward silence. So, we're going to see if Kid is going to do anything to see if he can ensure victory here. He's being a little defensive, a little bit concerned with regards to the mutas that he saw, so just keeping those stalkers around just in case they're going to be harassing. I'd love to see some sort of pylon placement right in here. Throw a couple cannons in. It's late enough in the game. Fuck it. You can probably afford it, although you've got a bunch of probes there. And the mutas doing a little bit of damage, deciding not to blink or to blink. That is the question. I'm gonna take him out. Ooh, I love it. I love it. I want to pull those guys back a little. Not. That's fine. That's fine. Go ahead. So, Void Rays have been built, but don't really see that they've done much as of yet. You know where the hell they are? Right here. Got an unpowered gateway. Probably wouldn't want to get that up. Not committing to Void Rays, I guess too much. There's only 3. So, not a huge Void Ray push, but at the same time, not a ton of economy to support it. You'd really want to... Oh, see a mouse click. Bet he's going to throw it on a Nexus. Nexus. Do it. Do it. Do it. Alright. So, still no gold. Is it going to come down to who mines the gold out first? This is going to be insanity. And honestly, you saw it. I'd send those Void Rays over there and just... pick all them bitches off. But I believe they have the speed upgrade, so get away a little bit quicker, but at the same time, not a lot of air defense from Relentless at this point. I don't see any Hydra tech, and we've completely abandoned that. Might as well, it's completely useless. Again, but look at all these damn creep tumors. I think I should name this game in the commentary Damn Creep Tumors. Sounds like, I don't know. So, Zerglings? Alright, well, we've still got the Roaches out on to play. 4 Queens, 22 Zerglings. A couple DTs, they're still doing their thing somewhere. We can hear them. If I could find them. Ah. Yeah, I think Relentless would just say, fuck it. Let him take this. This is useless. By taking it, you're not really doing anything. I mean, there's nothing here for you. Nothing. There's 60 gas! Yeah! Alright, so that Nexus did come down for Kid. This is one of the longer, this is one of the longer games that we've seen in the tournament thus far. And really kind of largely passive play from both of the players here. And a mothership. Oh, I should have saved the gold chains, Cavassier, bitches pimpin' for the mothership, because it is ballin'. I wonder if we're going to see some sort of mass recall, or the Archon toilet. See, I'm really stuck on the Archons. Should we call the game Level Really Wants Archons, or Them Damn Creep Tumors? Either way, we are going to see some sort of engagement down here. Interesting to see what that ends up being. A lot of stalkers. 35. There's a mother... Where the hell did that mothership go? Why? Oh, I better know why. Yeah, he had a rally there. That's kind of stupid. This Zergling drop. How often do we see that? Just saying. Not that often. As Dana I would say, what, that the fuck. Blew my mind so much, I had to say each one twice. Thanks, Dave. Mr. Plot. Some good blink play. Gonna be able to take out these Zerglings pretty easily. Gonna take down the Colossus building, and God, they're fast on creep. Look at them. You know, this game has been long. And I'm running out of shit to say. When I make up sound effects for roaches that don't even sound remotely like a Zerg would... Well, would you still be intimidated by roaches if that's the sound they made as they're coming towards your base? Like yakety sax? See, if I had better movie making ability, I would throw some yakety sax up right then. But I don't, so kind of suck. Seeing the mothership come into play. Wonder to see if there's going to be... he's getting ready for a mass recall. Getting ready for it. It's coming. It's got a... Oh! Tiny bit useless. He could have walked up there, but still, everything's cloaked, and we are mowing over. I'm gonna be really surprised if Kid ends up pulling this out. This is he was completely down and out. Just really, you got to give him props. I probably would have quit. I did not think that he was going to have the ability to come back, and it looks like that he is going to be able to take this game right here. No response from Relentless. You've got detection. Nothing? Thinking about it. Wow. The mothership. And how often is it that we say, well, if it weren't for that mothership, I would have won. Love to see the mothership come out and play. So rare. Because it's so expensive. The Void Rays! Hey! They're finally doing something. They're contributing to the Protoss clan. Maybe now we'll see a GG from Relentless. I'm about 0 for 9 on that. Ooh, and some Ultralisk coming out. Love it. Who doesn't love a good Ultralisk? Void Rays don't. They will tear them up. And they did. I think Kid is in a position to win this game. I really do. Minerals are skyrocketing off the damn map, but I should... Wow. Dark Templar taken out. Aww. And he's gonna march forth and seal up the victory right about now. Props to Kid. He's gonna win this shit. And Relentless is... He's gotta be pissed. He had him. I know that's exactly what he's telling his friends right now.
Man, I totally had him. I was like, I was gonna win this game.
Sure doesn't talk like that. He's probably not a tool like me. But Kid just mopping up all the scraps of the once proud and mighty Zerg army, which is down to a couple roaches, some infestors. And Kid is gonna win. Wow. Still haven't seen the GG yet. A little odd. Nothing. Weird place for a creep tumor. Just saying. Come on, Relentless. Really need to type a GG there. You got nothing. You got nothing. No hatch or raise anymore. You're gonna make him destroy every single creep tumor, or like wait for the timer to kill him? Come on. Give him the GG. It's well played.
Just saving these infestors. This is gonna change the game.
Relentless, why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? It's not gonna matter. It's not gonna matter. And I think he just built that just to be a douche. I'm not calling you a douche, Relentless. Let's just chill out for just a second. I get mad. I'm sure Kid's a little frustrated that he's been playing for 54 minutes. It's pretty much destroyed everything. Hey! It took us almost an hour, but we're seeing some gold expo come down. So I'm sure Kid's a little frustrated that he thought that he destroyed pretty much everything the dude had, and he hasn't quit yet. So I'm sure he's like, what did the fuck? Thank you, Day 9. And he's just rolling forth, mopping up all the remains. I'm kind of wondering what his thought process is here as Relentless. Does he really think that these 3 infestors are going to change the tide of the battle? But then again... Oh! Huh. That's it, huh? Nothing. No GG. Nothing. That's it. That is it. No GG. He just quit. Huh. Well, looks like Kid, I guess, is the winner? Huh. I'll have to look at the bracket for that. Odd way to end the game. Either way, well played by Kid to really come back from complete and total domination there. Some changelings, hey. He was really completely up against the ropes and was able to battle his way back, take a commanding lead, and destroy pretty much everything the Zerg had. So, well played, Kid. Gonna see him in the semifinals, so we will take a look and see how he carries on his success to the next game. Hopefully it won't be another 54-minute matchup. This is Level, casting the WoodLeagueGaming Tournament, Group 2 of the quarterfinals. Next game coming up.